Okay, here we are in the studio in Montrose, Colorado. This is a larger studio than the one I have in Uray. And I've got a commission to do of a good customer. Has a friend who's got a cabin in the mountains nearby, and he wanted me to do a little painting. So here's the photo that I'm going to be working off of, and we'll see what we can come up with here. Now, I don't want to. One of the things to consider, I guess, is we've got this mass here and this hillside coming down, and I really don't want to get too much. I don't want it halfway. I don't want to get this band of this mass here halfway. So we're going to put some trees in here. It's an overcast day, so there's some shadows going back this way, which would be good because I can kind of use those to point to the cabin. Get it all sketched in here. We've got kind of a milky sky, a little bit of sun coming through, so that'll help create those shadows. As I've said repeatedly, if you've followed along very much, that it's a whole lot easier to light in the dark than it is to darken a light. Meaning that these darks in here, if it looks like they're going in too dark right now, it's going to be a whole lot easier to lighten those up than if I had them too light and then I try to darken them. And for me anyway, some of you out there are a lot better hands at this than I am. But for me, the way I approach these paintings is it's all a matter of constant adjustment. I'm having to interpret a little bit what I see, but I'm thinking the snow is pretty deep up along the sides of the house, probably right in here, right in. So I'm trying to, from the photo, judge the value of this snow down here with the value of the sky. And what I mean by value is how light or dark something is. This is a dark value, this is a very light value. And the lightest value you can get. But there's some high clouds up in there. So I've got to try to mix something up that'll represent that accurately and get that laid in. So I've put a couple test marks up here of color value, and I think that's the right temperature, warm or cool, but I just need a lot lighter in value. And of course, this is my go-to gray, French ultramarine blue and burnt sienna and titanium white. I'll get some snow, some foreground in here. Yes, I know this is way too dark. Snow after all. I just want to get this wet so that when I raise the trees up into it, I'm painting wet into wet instead of dry. Now, one way to handle clouds like this is to get a real soft sable type brush, and now you can just lightly go over it. There's no paint on this, well, there is now, but I did not originally put a paint on it. So what this is doing is just kind of softening everything. I don't know whether you can tell that in the video that you're watching. Leave that, and then we'll see how it fits as the painting develops. And that's painters who are better than I am. Supposedly, what they say is, when you put a stroke down, make it count. Decide what it is you want to do, and do it. And that's, for me, a whole lot easier to tell you that than it is for me to do it. I have to kind of what Richard Schmid calls fish around a little bit. He's of the opinion that if you've thought this out well, you should be able to just make every stroke intentional, make every stroke count. Like I said, it's a somewhat overcast day, but that's good. I like that idea. So it doesn't have too harsh shadows. Harsh shadows. I'd rather have these soft. Okay, I brought this tree line up into the sky a little bit. Now I'm starting to put in more trees as we come forward. And parts of this are wet, and some of it's dry. So this will be interesting to see how this goes. Generally, I'll create a little heavier paint when I'm painting wet into wet, which will work well in this situation because it'll add some texture to these trees that are getting closer. And because these trees are closer to us, I can help that with a little bit of a darker value. see, this is wet into wet because that was wet back there that I just painted a little bit ago. Like Ed Runcie says, and I've said it before, just repeat it, it's not a original claim of mine by any means. But Ed Runcie was my mentor, got me started in oil painting. And he was a big proponent of the idea, rather than paint all these little branches and leaves and needles and stuff, just paint the color and the shape of the tree, and it'll be a tree. So that's kind of what we're going to do right here. And as Bob Ross would say, happy little trees. Several of them in here. I kind of like the the way these trees are working against that wet paint in the back, painting wet into wet, a little softer. So I switched to a sable brush. The bristle brush lifts up too much paint, and a sable brush is just easier to deal with thicker paint. Just lays it down better. So I think I'm getting done. Just wanted to put a little light on in the cabin. I'll leave the light on for you. Well, I don't know what else I need to do here. It looks like I want it to. Hope it looks like they want it to. We'll see. I'll let you know.